Hey guys, um, I'm sitting here doing a little bit of work. I always got that stuff in the background. Anyway, I'm gonna wait a few minutes to see if anyone gets on board, and if not, I'm gonna just start talking. I'm bored. I'm done editing videos. I have two that I'm about to schedule to drop. But I wanted to get on here and really just talk really quickly about diet and exercise for patients with Crohn's disease. If you don't know, Crohn's disease is a digestive tract disorder, and it can affect anything from the esophagus all the way down, from the rooter to the tutor, for real. And so it's an inflammation thing. What happens is the your digestive tract, whatever portion of your digestive tract that is affected by it, um, gets inflamed, or swelling, if you will. So a lot of times, I've known people with Crohn's disease who have died from it. I've known people with Crohn's disease who have survived, who have had multiple surgeries, people who since it affects different parts of your body or different parts of your digestive tract system. I believe it affects people differently. But regardless, it's something that I've lived with. I was diagnosed in May of 1988. I've lived with it since then. And in the beginning, when I was first diagnosed with it, I went from about about 125, 130 pounds down to like 80 some pounds, if I remember correctly. My mother knows better than this because I was so young. I remember the pain. I remember the the feeling that I always had. I remember the pain. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, and I don't have any enemies that I know of. But I really wish that I had a well, you know what? No, I can't say that I wish I had a better grasp. That's what I was going to say. I wish I had a better grasp on it. But I really am glad the way things happened the way they did, because my mother, she did the best that she could. I really do feel that. I really do believe that, because this was new to both of us. And when I started doing research on it, it showed that it's found in middle-aged Scandinavian men. I'm sorry, what? I was a 14-year-old black girl in high school. Not the same. Anyway, the more research I did on it, the more I found out that I could live with it. There are certain foods that I don't recognize, if there are certain foods that constitute the Crohn's disease acting up or anything. I know that since Crohn's disease is something that affects me, for my diagnosis, my issue was in the colon and the small intestine, I believe. I had to have a portion of that removed surgically, clearly. And I also had what's called the colostomy bag. Thank God I didn't have to have that for long. But what I found was the people that I knew who had it, who had Crohn's disease, they were on specific diets. Their doctors put them on certain dietary regimens, things they could eat, could not eat. I never did any research on the food that I could or couldn't eat because what I ate didn't really affect me. I was able to tolerate any type of food that I ate, anything that I ate, anything I drank. But I realized that stress brought on in what they call an exacerbation, or stress brought on, the Crohn's being active. And I started getting this medication a while back called Remicade, and I got a couple of videos of me at my Remicade treatment, and it's been amazing. And I haven't had any issue, excuse me, any issues with the Crohn since then, and I thank God for that. But as far as diet and exercise, let me tell you, like I said, when I was first diagnosed, I was down to maybe, I know it was less than 100 pounds. I know it was. And it was a fairly fast amount of time that I lost the weight after being diagnosed. But now that I'm getting this treatment, this Remicade treatment, I am 120 pounds on each side of my body. So, what I want to talk about is I guess I need to find different exercise regimens, different diets that have worked for people who look like me. Things that I'm fairly short. How tall am I? I'm like 5'3.5". Give me my half. And no shade to people who do exercise videos online and you're thin. I can't trust you. I don't know what you looked like before that. If I've never followed your journey from big to small, I understand you out here to help people, do this exercise, but what you can reach, I probably can't reach. So I look for exercise videos with people who look like me, you know, and I think that that's fair. I don't think that that's, I don't know, is it discriminatory? Might be, but it's fair to me because, again, I want to see something that I feel is tangible. And like right now, I'm doing intermittent fasting. So my eating window is only 7 hours. Like I started at 11 a.m., I'm done at 6 p.m. because I need to discipline myself. That's the issue I have. Portion control and discipline. Growing up, I was not allowed to have anything to drink until I finished the food on my plate. This came from my grandmother. So if I wanted something to drink, I had to eat all of my food first. That stuck with me as an adult. That stuck with me into my in the teen years and into my adult years. It's just recently, literally, it's just recently, maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, that I started incorporating drinking water while I eat. And I feel the difference. I've always heard that was, that it made the difference, that it can help to fill your stomach up, so that you don't eat as much. But that was still stuck in the back of my head about you can't have anything to drink until you eat all of your food. Things like that, that's the psychology of weight gain. That's the psychology of not being able to curb your eating habits and things like that, because it really made the difference when I sat and realized that that's what was holding me back, me reverting back to what I was taught as a child, that you can't have anything to drink until you clean your plate. That shit is heavy and it caused me to get heavy. And this is no shade to people who are telling their children this, or people who grew up like that or still do this. This is the psychology that I have to work through, my psychology that I have to work through for me. So I'm trying to incorporate more water during my meals. I know that lots of dietitians and doctors and stuff, and they tell you what type of portions to have, and meat this big and vegetables this big and this, that, and the other, and get smaller plates. And I tried the smaller plate theory, but for me, a smaller plate means more trips back to the kitchen. Let's be real. The smaller plate theory is just that, a theory. And if the theory is not, if it's tested, not all results are going to be the same. Okay, results may vary. Let's get that and keep that in the forefront. But I'm looking for a specific dietary plan and a specific exercise regimen that I believe will, just something that I can stick to. And I've seen so many different diet fads. I've seen so many different eating plans and meal preps and all this other stuff. My issue is discipline. And in knowing that, I'm still searching for a, a plan that I can follow, something that I believe is easy enough that I can work with. And for some people watching this or listening to this, whatever you're doing, you may say that it should be easy. And you're probably right, it should be easy. But if you have an issue with discipline when it comes to yourself, it's not going to be easy. And I think that, I guess that's what I'm looking for. If there's anyone who knows or who struggled with eating habits of yesteryear that have carried on into today, if you've circumvented that, if you were, somehow got around it, how did you do it? What was your plan? What was your plan of action? What was it that you did that helped you to say, you know what? Okay. What was your breaking point? In other words, what was your breaking point? I am an older person. I'm probably older than people watching this video. And no, I'm not looking for quick results. I'm not looking for no beach body. I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking to be one of those skinny chicks on the model chick. I love my size. I'm just looking for better eating patterns. I'm not going to say habits because it has to be a pattern first before it becomes a habit. So I need a better eating pattern that can turn into a habit that will work for me. So I ask people out there, what worked for you? What meal plan worked for you? What, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's the eating portion. With exercise, I love to dance. And I know that my doctor told me something that I thought was very interesting, but when you think about it, I guess it makes sense. Oddly, it makes sense. She said the two best exercises, or three best exercises you can do, are dancing around the house, swimming. Damn, my hand's ashy. Dancing around the house, or dancing in general, swimming, and jumping rope. And she said with all three of those exercises, it works every single muscle in your body. More than jogging, more than jumping jacks, more than all of that stuff. Well, you can incorporate jumping jacks. Anything where you have to jump and remove yourself from the ground, just leaping and things. She said that's one of the best exercises because you tighten and loosen. You do this with every single muscle in your body. She said even in your face, because if you're overweight and you're jumping and your face, you feel it in your face, you tighten your muscles here to keep it from moving. And I never thought about that. Of course, as a child, I used to jump double dutch and things like that, skipping rope with friends and everything like that. So I bought myself a jump rope. So I think that I'm going to start to chronicle this journey. I have a few little gadgets that I got from Five and Below. No need to have a gym membership, and that's no tea or shade to anyone who does have a gym membership. And I know that some people feel that they need to leave the house. They feel better leaving the home to go to a gym setting where there are people around them, like-minded people around them who are doing the same workouts and things like that. in order for them to feel effective in their workout. And that's fine. I don't feel that I have to do that. For one, I had a gym membership at a specific gym. I went 2 times. I went to sign up and I went to cancel my subscription, my membership. I realized that everything that was there, I have here at home. I have a bicycle, and I actually just bought an inner tube because the tire was flat. I just bought an inner tube. I'm going to change it out, and I'm going to get it going. I have a resistance bar with the resistance bar with the straps on it. I have that. I have weights. I have two 10-pound weights. I have two 8-pound weights. I have one of those thermal jackets that you put on. I used to call them plastic bags, but regardless, I have a thermal jacket or thermal shirt. I can put that on to sweat. I have a waistband. I have a waist trainer. I have all of these things. I'm a gadget fanatic. I have all of these things. Why do I need a gym membership? All of these things that I purchased, they came up to more than what 1 month of a gym membership would be, but I always have them. It's not like I have to keep going back. I can go outside and run. I live in a 3-level home. I can run up and down steps. You get what I'm saying? So I use a lot of, I don't know. I try to use my logic in thinking why I don't need to do certain things. But one thing I do know that I need to do is I need to get up off and move. Because the longer I plan to do it, and that's me with everything, the longer I plan to do something, it stays a plan. And then the plan gets pushed further and further behind in the back of my mind. So I came on here just because I really just wanted to chat up. I don't know if you guys know of any type of dietary regimen or anything. I do not have a specific diet plan. There are no restrictions for foods with having Crohn's disease, not for me. But what worked for you? Like I said, that's really the gist of it. I just wanted to just talk about it. There's my little 2 cents. I'll give you your change if you need it. But what works for you? What foods do you like? What foods have you recognized for yourself that have either caused you to either come off the weight, stop headaches, just different things, different ailments. I understand that there are different foods for different things. So what works for you? That's really what I want to know. What works for you dietary wise and what works for you exercise wise? I'm really interested to know. And I thank you for selecting this video to watching my live. Like I said, this is very impromptu. I'm just sitting around. I was bored and I didn't want to talk to myself today, so I said I would turn on the camera, and whoever showed up, they showed up. And if you didn't, you didn't. I appreciate those who did. I appreciate you all watching the rebroadcast. And again, this is tingRae 72, wanting to know as far as diet and exercise, what works for you. So, okay, until the next video, bye.